Hello, my honeys. Welcome to the monthly update with Healthy Parents. We have a lot of new viewers this month, so if you are unfamiliar, this is my lovely mom and this is my lovely father. They both transitioned to the slim on starch lifestyle later in life, we shall say. Believe it or not, they're in their 60s, and for the first 5.5 decades of their lives, lived a standard American diet, and now they are healthy as ever on slim on starch. Healthy Mummy lowered her cholesterol, lost the menopause weight gain, and Healthy Dad had a tremendous transformation, and I'll put up some photos right now. If you're new here, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm a weight loss specialist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where you work with me as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach to lose weight on a plant-based diet. So if you want to do that, click the link in the down bar. We do monthly updates with Healthy Parents, so let's go through the questions as always. The first question is, what has been your favorite food from the past month? And we usually have Healthy Mummy and Healthy Dad choose from their cookbooks, but maybe they won't. So Healthy Mummy, what has been your food of choice?
I'm going to go with Healthy Dad's tofu wraps. I was thinking about them this morning, it being a holiday and all the memories of the holiday meals. And when I first transitioned, I used to really miss, biting into things like big hamburgers or cold cut subs. But the tofu wrap gives you that satisfaction in a really healthy way. He air fries the tofu, and it's filled with rice and lettuce and whatever other veggies you want to put in there, and everybody loves it. It's really delish.
That is in the Healthy Dad cookbook, and that's always the request from my significant other when he comes over. He wants the wraps every time. And you mentioned satisfaction, which is a huge part of being successful in this lifestyle in the long term, is finding out what satisfies you, because being full and being satisfied are two different things.
I'm going to give you a non-answer. I've gotten very comfortable with the routine that we have during the week, and they're all good, and they're all slightly different. I think one of the funny things is when we do wraps, it does leave us the option to have tofu salad as well. And that was thrown out the last time your SO was here. Not that he went that route, which is no surprise, but really it's just, that we have different things every day. And, so the good news is we're not eating the same thing all the time that we get sick of eating the same thing over and over. So it's kind of a non-answer.
So Healthy Dad appreciates routine, and that's something that he and I definitely have in common. And if you get the Healthy Dad cookbook, you can see what they have every single day for their dinners, and the routine works. And it's what allows them to be successful in the long term, is the consistency, the habit, the routine. The next question is, what has your go-to primary food been of the month? If you're new here, primary foods are not foods you put in your body. They're the other parts of wellness that nourish your soul. And so we'll get a taste of what yours has been actually for the first quarter of the year. That's what I meant to make this whole video about, looking to the first quarter of 2023.
Right now, 3 months into my retirement, my primary foods haven't changed all that much. It's sort of a trio of things that I enjoy. My morning routines, which is meditation and yoga and walking. And then in the afternoon, whatever I feel like doing, which would be either play the piano, read, get back into the book that I'm reading, maybe a little knitting. And now that it's finally looks like it's going to get nice out here this week in New England, to get back out in the garden.
And I came over last week and you were tickling the ivories. And I thought, how great that you now have time to tap into this primary food. And even better, that when your food is something that runs on autopilot in the background, you're not planning recipes or thinking about what you're going to be eating. You can go play piano or you can read your book. And when food is something that runs in the background, your life can be at the forefront. You can focus on the other things that make life worth living.
Talking about piano, the funny thing is Lisa will ask permission if it's okay to play the piano. And it's kind of like, that's like asking permission to breathe. It's it's great. It's great. It's because it's usually done at lunchtime. So it's a double win. I think for me, the fact that we had a very easy winter and getting into spring, the fact that I've been able to ride my bike a lot this winter has been good. It's a physical exercise, but really it's a mental exercise. I come home and it's just, I'm good.
Next, I would love you to share a win or something that you're proud of that you've been doing over the first quarter of 2023.
I was reminded of my wins the other day when I filled out an online survey. We have in the area one of those consumer product review places, and I used to do it a lot when the kids were little. And I got an email to do it again. I'm like, oh, I'll fill this thing out, and I was shocked at how the rest of America is eating. But how often do you order in or take out at the following fast food restaurants? Which one of the breakfast prepared processed foods do you buy most often? The only thing that I could check yes on really was, do you shop the perimeter of the supermarket? And there was some questions about, plant milks. But other than that, it was just this long laundry list of processed foods that we no longer even think about buying.
We've become so accustomed to a world where eating these processed foods is so commonplace and so normal that eating fruits and vegetables, are you going to get all of your nutrients? We're eating the most dense diet of all. So that's interesting to step back and recognize.
I think for me, when I talked about a couple of months ago when I hurt my knee, that I started to, one, pay attention to my body, but two, going forward, started to be more observant of different exercises that I would see either on TV when we watch the golfers and they're throwing the medicine ball. So that's part of the repertoire. Planks, to be able to do planks a different way, and then seeing certain people at the Y do exercises that I'm not doing and incorporating those exercises in, and things like box jumps. I keep talking about box jumps. People tell me I'm nuts to do them, but I find that Julian does them, so they must be good.
The next question is, what have you learned over the first quarter of 2023?
Now that my mind is no longer on patients in the hospital, I've learned a lot about how the mind operates and how your mind uses you. You rarely use your mind. So I find that fascinating, and do a lot of reading on it, listen to a lot of podcasts about it, and I've really improved my my outlook. It's a slow journey, but it's been great.
The mind is an instrument.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to play it, or it will play you.
I think for the first quarter, understanding that, especially now that Lisa's retired, that we're not in a great hurry to do things. And I think Lisa kind of learned that the hard way. And again, I was kidding her that she was like a kid on Christmas morning trying to play with all the toys in the first hour, and then the sugar high wears off, and we've kind of settled into, okay, these are things we may want to do, and we'll get to them when we get to them, and we'll get to them eventually, but do it in such a way that we do it when we're ready and we do it right, versus just getting it done as quickly as possible. And then why did we do that? And that was a waste of time and a waste of money.
I can identify with this on a spiritual level as somebody that has just a sense of urgency overall to get things done now as quickly as possible. Let's check it off the list. And this goes back to what we were talking about with the feminine energy versus masculine energy. I think that was last month, Dad. Mm-hmm. And as Michael Scott would say, how the turntables have, but really how the tables have turned, because that's so awesome, Dad, that you are encouraging Mom to tap more into her feminine energy and enjoy the drive as opposed to just get to the destination right now. Now we're going to talk about what positive changes you'll be making moving forward into the second quarter of the year.
I don't want to get into a rut of just doing the things that I mentioned earlier that I enjoy and just continue to do them over and over and over just because that's what I do. So I'd like to continue to learn and grow and explore new things, and like Dad said, in their due time. And I look forward to that.
Going forward is going to be interesting because a couple things, obviously, because we're getting into golf season. So that's going to start. It has already started, but not really in earnest. But one of the other things, and Lisa knows this, is that the local Y where I swim has decided to remove their swim lane reservations. So it is just show up, and there could be 2 people there, or there could be 15.
There he is. Oh, look at you.
To me, I'm looking at it in such a way that because, the priority is golf over swimming over the stretching, but I'll get all 3 of them done, is when I get them done. It'd be more dictated, ironically, on my schedule versus the Y's schedule. So that's the positive I'm taking out of it, and I'll make it work.
Have you had any struggles over the first quarter of the year that you seek guidance on?
I think an ongoing human struggle in this lifestyle that we live is creeping. It's happened to me before. I just need one peanut butter cracker, and by the end of the week, I'm having 6. But I'm aware of that. I'm wondering why I'm hungry when I hadn't been hungry before at this time of day, stuff like that. But the awareness is good, and not punishing yourself because you've had a couple of peanut butter crackers, it's not the end of the world, is good also.
I talk about this with my clients, that when there are behaviors that we're trying to get rid of, the client will come in very optimistic and hopeful that the behavior will be extinct right on their first go on SOS. Within 6 weeks, I'm never going to emotionally eat again. And what I talk about is what we try to do is reduce the frequency and the intensity of the behavior. So it's happening less often and it's less intense every time it happens. But if it happens again, it's not the end of the world. We say relapse is part of recovery. Yeah. So when you have one peanut butter cracker, but you're not having 10 in one sitting, you're having a few, and then you're saying, wait a minute, I need to dial this back. I don't do this anymore. And that's okay. That's part of being successful in the long term, is being aware of when those behaviors creep back in and then coming back on the straight and narrow.
I feel as though every year the winters get longer, and it's just a matter, of trying to be patient. That understood, even like the winters when we had, mountains and mountains of snow that, come April, it's all gonna melt and it'll be okay. But just trying to maintain patience that it will get here. And then, ironically, once, the middle of April hits and we start golfing and we have good long days, and it's interesting because we watch the sun set, and it's just amazing how quickly the days get longer at both ends of the day. So that part of it's great.
Is there anything coming up that you're looking forward to for the rest of the year?
I'm looking forward to a little vacation that a certain somebody's taking me on in May.
Me too.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I hate to say it, but I feel like I live a smug life. That I'm doing all the things that I want to do. There aren't things that I'm, that are out there that I'm not doing. So I have enough.
If you made it to this point in the video, what should we have them comment? Spring? Because spring is here.
Sure.
Comment spring if you made it to this point of the video, and we'll give you some love in the comments. Make sure to check out Healthy Mommy and Healthy Dad's cookbooks, and I will see you all next time.